to the Dillweed Society Film Podcast. My name is Max, and my favorite movie is Whiplash.
My name is Isabella, and my favorite movie is Punch Drunk Love.
And this week, we are talking about the Bob's Burgers movie.
I thought we were watching a different movie for this week, but I also I'm a big fan of the Bob's Burgers movie. I've seen it, luckily. So, I told Max he could choose one of two, and he chose the one I didn't think he would choose. But anyway, so this was the long-awaited TV movie based on the TV show. If you're not familiar with the TV show, Where Have You Been? And it was postponed because of the pandemic, and they've been working on it for like 2 years. But before getting too deep, I have a synopsis for you. When a ruptured water main creates an enormous sinkhole right in front of Bob's Burgers, it blocks the entrance indefinitely and ruins the Belchers' plans for a successful summer. While Bob and Linda struggle to keep the business afloat, the kids try to solve a mystery that could save their family's restaurant. As the dangers mount, these underdogs help each other find hope and fight to get back behind the counter. Wow,
That's like the perfect synopsis.
It's long, though, because this movie...
It's true, it's long.
This movie's only... it's like an hour and 40.
I thought it was like 2 hours total.
Well, according to Letterboxd.
Yeah, when I was watching it, it must have been shorter than I thought. But yeah, it did seem like a full-length movie.
I mean, it is, yeah.
The movie that I'm going to recommend this week was only 80 minutes long, which is like... I know.
I'm
it's
trying
like,
to think about
what at that point?
No, it is. Like, I think it definitely is. I'm just trying to think about what you could be recommending this week.
It's like a novella of a movie.
Well, you just saw this. I saw this a while ago. But
I saw this morning.
Yeah. Fresh eyes. What's your take?
So I've seen a lot of Bob's Burgers, but not all of it. Mm-hmm. And I thought that this movie did a really good job of elevating the good things about Bob's Burgers. I think that the animation in the TV show is nothing to like call home about, you know? It's like the animation in the TV show is serviceable to the plot and to the writing, but isn't exciting in any way, whereas the animation in this was so fun to watch. Like all of the characters were so fluid in it, and exaggerated. It really felt like the animators had a lot of fun doing it. I know that the TV show, the animation is outsourced to Korea, most of it. I don't know if that was the case for this movie.
I mean, the animation in the show has changed a lot over the years. I mean, you look at, like, the first season, even the pilot episode, and it looks more like home movies or, like...
Yeah, they're stiff.
Like, Squiggle Vision. Like, it looks really cheaply made, but it looks handmade. And over the years, I don't know how to describe this type of animation, but you have, like, certain motions, and when they're not doing something, they have... You know, in a video game, when a character's not doing it, it's like their idle pose. Yeah, like, they have...
The resting animation, yeah.
So they don't move a lot in the show. My opinion about the animation in the movie, I didn't like it, because I thought it was a little...
Really?
Well, there was too many shadows for me. It was too dark. But, because in the show, there's no shadows at all. And I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm like one of the biggest fans of Bob's Burgers, early seasons, not just so much the more recent ones. But yeah, I didn't love the animation in this, but I thought, like, you know, it's a movie, like, you're gonna go all out, you're gonna want to put in all the shadows, all the details, make it look really fluid and cool.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I don't even know if the like stylistic or the artistic changes were what I liked about the animation. I think it was really the fluidity of their motion. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think the shadows added anything and probably took a lot of effort to make. But like
shadows add a lot.
They add a lot, yeah. But I don't know if they added more than they took away from like the aesthetic. You know,
we can agree to disagree. That's fine.
I didn't go into this realizing that it was a musical.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it fits the themes and the characters of Bob's Burgers really well.
I mean, the show is a musical.
There are musical numbers in the show.
That's like a core...
Not every episode.
Not every episode, but it's a core aspect of the show, I would say.
Yeah, I can't recall in any episodes that I've seen hearing H. John Benjamin sing.
Have you seen that episode where he's singing to his burger that came alive?
Yeah, I've seen that, actually. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Does he sing in the one where he's stuck in the wall?
No. That's, like, in the first season.
Okay.
I think that's the second episode.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, he's really funny as Bob. I think he does a great job.
What did you think of the movie, overall?
I loved it. I had high expectations. I didn't love every part of it, but, like, you know, I loved it. You know what I mean? Like, I love the show. I love what they did with Louise's character. Like, she's my favorite character in the show, and I mean, it's like a sitcom show. Like, they all have to end up in the same place they started. So in a movie, you kind of have to have more of a change by the end. And I think they developed Louise's character really well. Like, as a child, you know.
I agree. And, like, it wasn't so much of a change that it made her character impossible to write in the future.
Yeah.
Like, it was just sort of, like, a change in one aspect about her character. I guess she's connected to her, like, hat that she always wears, this pink rabbit ears hat.
Yeah.
And she's told her herself this story about, like, why she wears it.
Right.
And that she can't take it off. And that's really, I think that was, like, a really fun thing to work through, because they've mentioned that in previous episodes, from what I remember.
Yeah, her hat has been, like, a through line, and, like, you never see her without the hat. That's a thing. And so no matter what she's doing, she's wearing it. And in season 3, there's an episode where a bully steals her hat, and she has to, like, find different ways to cover her head because she's so exposed without the hat. And I think that's a really interesting, I don't know, story arc, or, like, you know?
The 3 kids, I feel like, get more development than the 2 parents do in this movie.
As they should, to be honest. The show is the kids.
You think they're the main characters?
I think they're the most interesting.
Aren't there episodes without, like, big things happening with the kids that are mainly focused around Bob?
Yeah.
Like, for example, the Thanksgiving episode, or the one where he's making the turkey.
The kids are a part of that. I love every Thanksgiving episode. There is the one, you know, the turkey trot. That's one of my favorite episodes because he sings Donna Summer. You haven't seen that episode?
I haven't seen that one. I'll have to find
Bro,
No,
he sings, like, so often. Anyway.
He has a very funny voice. He has a good singing voice.
H. John Benjamin is one of my favorite voice actors. Period.
Yeah. He's one of the most successful voice actors in, like, you know, the past 2 decades.
Yeah. He's so rude, though, as a person. I mean, I don't want to... I'm scared to even say anything bad about him for fear that he will, like...
He's going to flame our podcast.
He's going to flame our podcast and flame us. Literally. I'm so scared. Like, you know, I love him. He's great. But I've heard some things.
He's iconic. I could believe it. I don't know anything about him, though. Except for, like, the stuff that he's done. And he's very funny.
Yeah. What did you think of the music, though?
I actually thought it was really catchy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, like... It was funny, but it didn't feel funny to the point of making it not enjoyable to listen to. Like, I've had that song where Louise is going, like, let's be clear. I've had that song stuck in my head, you know, since I saw it. And I think that that's, like, a good song. Like, there's a lot of, like, songs that are just fun to sing. The one at the wharf, I thought was really good, with all of the pirates, or all of the carnies who don't get paid well.
Yeah, I thought the music in this, personally, I mean, you know, at least I know when I'm watching a Bob's Burgers show, if there's a music number in it, it's not, like, the music or the lyricism that gets you, it's, like, the characters who sing it, and
right.
I think that was still true in this movie. I didn't think that it was anything, like, legendary, but it was cute, and I loved, it's a great way to, you know, I don't know, make the story flow, you know?
Totally.
Yeah. And
it fits with the whimsical nature of the characters.
Yeah.
Like, almost every single character is, like, a parody. Except for Bob, maybe, as like, the straight man. But, like, every other character is so wacky.
Yeah.
Even Tina.
Do you have a least favorite character?
Do I have a least favorite character? I don't think Mr. Fischoeder is very, very fun. Actually, no, I take that back. I think he's very fun.
You know who voices him? Kevin Kline.
No, I thought that it was Zach Galifianakis.
Oh, that's Felix. That's his brother. Same last name.
Oh.
Same last name. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Okay.
So Zach Galifianakis is Felix, who's Calvin's younger brother. But Calvin is their landlord. Yeah, Calvin's their landlord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the characters are bad. I think all the characters play off each other really well.
I get annoyed by
I think sometimes Gene's...
Sorry.
Yeah, Gene's character can be a little bit underwritten.
And kind of annoying. But, like, he's a kid. All of them are played by adults, which I like. I appreciate. when adult animation shows don't have kids voicing their roles, because it's an adult animation, you know what I mean? Like, over the years, actually, I will say Bob's Burgers has appealed more to a younger audience, whereas it definitely started as an adult show, like The Simpsons.
I don't know, this movie seemed very adult to me. Like, they were making a lot of references that I don't think kids would get, and if they did, I would be a little concerned.
Yeah, I noticed that too. And I think the show is better when it plays on that, because that's what it was based on, you know? And that's, like, the comedy that the actors are comfortable with.
Yeah, they seemed very comfortable in the dialogue that was written. It seemed like they put a lot of care into writing the dialogue for this movie, and all the actors sort of felt very comfortable and excited about it. You know?
Yeah.
Like you said, it seems like what they wanted to do.
You know, something I love about Bob's Burgers is the way that they record it. I mean, I don't know if this movie was recorded that way, but I'm assuming, because this is how the show is recorded. Nowadays, most animated shows are recorded remotely with each of the actors in remote locations, not in the same room with one another, whereas Bob's Burgers has like prided itself on all the actors being in the same room so they can bounce off each other, like do different takes, like do different versions, kind of do improv, and it really builds like their family. Why are you laughing?
No, I just think that's so cute that they're all like in the same room together.
Yeah,
they must have so much fun in the recording sessions.
Yeah, like if you look up like the recordings for most other adult animation show, like South Park, The Simpsons, they're all going to be in separate rooms remotely, probably recording in different times. Like, they don't hear each other really. But like, since Bob's Burgers takes place like around this family, you need them to bounce off each other. Like, you need that flow, you know? So I'm assuming that this is how this movie was recorded, but I do know that all the actors are like, feel very comfortable around each other.
Do you think that there's a standout performance outside of the family?
In this movie?
Yeah. Or just a performance that you really enjoyed outside of the family?
I really liked how Felix's character was written, and I also liked the actor, because Felix is not in many episodes. He shows up every once in a while. Same with Calvin Fishoder. Like, I feel like I almost felt bad for his character, and I usually don't. What about you?
I thought that Teddy's performance in this movie was really fun to watch. Like, he just seemed very in his element. He was like the most Teddy, you know, he was so over the top about and apologetic about random things.
Yeah.
Like,
he was so sweet.
He's so
in
genuine.
This one. Yeah, he like built the cart that they use. Yeah. That's so sweet. He's so helpful. Teddy's the handyman if you haven't seen the show.
He has a really like raspy voice.
Yeah.
That's like back in the back of his throat. It sounds like he swallowed a frog.
Swallowed a frog. Yeah.
When he runs back to the cart at the end of the movie, he says like there's a raccoon sitting on it, and when he grabs the like platter to lift up the car hood, he says to the raccoon, "Sorry, I'll explain later."
I'll explain. No, because
I think that's so funny.
Do you know their relationship with the raccoons in Bob's Burgers?
No.
Okay, so Linda and Teddy, they use the raccoons as kind of their reality show, and they're like, "Oh my god, did you see what this guy did today?" And they've actually named the raccoons. I forget their names. And so Linda and Teddy are like always talking about the raccoons. And so Teddy is like, he pays them respect. Like, there's been many episodes where they have to help the raccoons, you know. So in their trash in the alley. So it's kind of yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize that it was going to be like a murder mystery episode. Yeah. But that was a fun surprise, and the sort of villain monologue at the end I thought was very fun to watch.
Yeah.
And like totally changed the whole story.
Right.
Yeah, I thought that was a really cool like way to write it.
I thought it was a really compelling mystery because I was trying to figure out who did it. Like, I was trying to figure out, and each one like kept me on my toes. I was like, what is going on? Like, who did it? You know what I mean? Like, so
right. Did Felix do it?
Did Felix do it? Did their assistant do it? Did Calvin do it? At a certain point I was like, did Jimmy Pesto do it? Jimmy Pesto's not in this one that much.
He's not even in this episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Jr.'s in the episode.
You know, he's voiced by H. John Benjamin too, and I can't ever help.
Is he really?
Yeah, can you not, like, once you hear it,
I see that
once
now.
you hear it, you can't unhear it.
Tina. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't unhear it, and it's like the voice actors in the show do voice like everyone.
I think it'd be hard for the person who plays Mabel. What's her name?
Christian Shaw.
Yeah,
to play
I feel
another
like
person.
she's very. Like her voice is so recognizable.
Yeah. I love Christian Shaw.
True.
We got the sinkhole, right? And I like the through line with their restaurant is it's always failing. You know what I mean? Like they always
somehow they're always about to go under.
That's the joke though. Like with the title sequence, even it's like Bob's Burgers,
the
reopening, and that's the joke. And I think it's a compelling like through line that like allows them to get up to all sorts of shenanigans. And I really like that the kids want to help. And they find this really obscure and like fantastical way of helping, of solving this mystery. In fact, it does help in the end. And I think it's great because like I think that's a thing that kids always want to do is they want to help, and they like create ways that usually are bonkers and they don't help at all. But in this case, it actually does help, and they save the restaurant. Yeah,
there's that where they're walking to school and Louise takes the other two kids around the corner and goes like, all right, kid huddle. We need to save the business.
Yeah.
It's so compelling and endearing.
And Louise is the youngest, but she's like the most outgoing.
Yeah. And ambitious.
Which character do you relate to the most? I know who I would say is you.
Maybe Tina a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You're definitely Tina. What do you think Teddy is? Our brother Teddy, not the character Teddy.
Teddy used to be very Jean-like.
But not in like the jokes way, but like in the I don't know.
Just the energy.
The energy, like the.
Well, Teddy also makes jokes like that, and also like doesn't seem to care what other people think about his like humor. You know.
I guess so. Yeah.
We didn't talk about the health inspector.
Yeah.
He's not someone you want to be.
No. He's not in this,
I don't know.
He?
He's voiced by Sam Cedar.
Hugo?
He is, briefly.
Hugo,
yeah.
Yeah, no, he's annoying. 9-3.
Yeah.
9 is divisible by 3. Just kidding. No, it is. I don't know who Teddy would be, to be frank.
Could be Frank.
He could be Frank. There's no Frank in the show, I don't think.
What about you? Probably Louise.
I think I relate to Louise a lot, especially when it comes to like the hat thing. I'm not as outwardly outgoing. I don't know how people see me, but I think I relate a lot to Louise. You know, one of my favorite episodes of Bob's Burgers is when they have to go find, there's like a treasure hidden inside, like they call it the butt because the mountain or like the rocks are shaped like a butt. They have to go underneath the candy factory that's being destroyed, and it's kind of like a little bit like this because they're solving a mystery. I don't know. It's a fun kids adventure that I think is a lot like this movie. So I love the adventure aspect of this.
And somehow like they're able to take the adventure and give it real stakes and make the audience, I don't know, they took me along for the ride in a really big way. Like I really thought, how are they going to get out of it at the end when they're being buried alive? And like I don't know. I was too taken with how good the story was and how like strong the story was to step back and be like, they're not gonna die, you know.
I know. I almost actually thought that they were going to at the end. I was like, whoa. I think their island, the island that they live on, is called Seymour's Bay. I think Seymour's Bay has a lot to offer in terms of like adventure-esque storylines because it is such a secluded place in New Jersey with the carnival, with these fun characters, these rivalries. It feels fantastical in nature. I mean, the ending sequences in this movie that take place in Wonder Wharf are like I wouldn't even be able to imagine that. That's like such a fun concept, like going underneath the boardwalk. I thought it was like little passageways, like it's like Clue.
Yeah, it's just like Clue. Yeah, it's so exciting. Like there's, like you said, like there's so much unexplained, unexplored sort of stuff, characters and and plans in this city that they live in. It seems like the city exists through the perspective of the kids, you know? Like, it's so whimsical, you know? Even the parents are, like, they're very out there.
Eccentric, yeah.
But it seems like, you know, a kid's perspective of their parents.
I love their family, though. Like, the kids working at the restaurant, their dad's, like, funny burger creations. I love it. I don't know. Bob's Burgers is one of my favorite shows, if it's not already very apparent. I don't mean to brag, but I built the entirety of Seymour's Bay in Minecraft during the pandemic, and it's pretty epic.
It's very impressive. I've seen it. It's very impressive.
Thank you. Spent many hours.
Yeah. I feel like this was a very fun movie to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's made better by watching a little bit of the show first, but I think it also makes me want to watch the show more.
Yeah, I think it could be a good introduction to the show.
There's a lot of characters that, like, seem like they're one-off, but are really sort of recurring characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like their friend who works at the carnival, he's
one of my favorite characters.
His introductory episode is, like, my favorite episode of Bob's Burgers, yeah. You know what that episode is a parody of, though?
What?
It's a parody of the movie Dog Day Afternoon, with, I think, Al Pacino in it.
Oh, when he takes hostage of the restaurant?
Have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't seen that movie.
I saw it a few years ago, probably like 6 years ago. I think it's like one of the more fun bottle movies that I've seen. It's very like, it's just a bunch of people stuck in a room and like one guy trying to stop them from escaping while he's like taking over the bank in a hostage situation. The twist is that he's doing the whole thing to fund his girlfriend's gender confirmation surgery.
Oh, really? Cool.
In this movie. It's really good, really fun for the time.
I should see that. That is his introductory episode. I'm talking about when he gets hired at the restaurant, trying to dig his way over to the bank that they live by to try and steal the money. Oh, you know he's voiced by Bill Hader?
Is he really?
Yeah, he's voiced by Bill Hader. And he's singing, like, "Is there a parakeet in my hat?" That song, you know? He covers it up with a poster, and Bob's like, You can't be, like, digging through the wall to the bank. He's like, I'm not digging. That was here when I got here. I don't know. I think the show is written hilariously. If you haven't seen the show, watch the movie. Please. It's really funny. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really good. You start with the pilot, start with the movie. Either one is good. Do you have a favorite episode, Max?
Probably that one. Probably the Dog Day Afternoon episode.
I don't know if I would recommend starting with that one.
I have a lot that I really like. The Thanksgiving episode is really good. The one where the turkey keeps disappearing.
Okay, all the Thanksgiving episodes are good. There's many. There's ones every year. Oh,
okay, I'm thinking of the one when the turkey keeps, like, being dropped in the toilet.
Yeah. That one's good.
Yeah.
Pilot is great. How many toothpicks are on the ground? Count them. How many toothpicks?
100?
It's 3.
100?
It's 3. The worst kind of autistic.
How many now?
Can't even count. The pilot episode's great. And, yeah, just go from there. It's amazing. It's an amazing show. There's a movie for a reason.
Yeah, would you give this movie a ranking?
Out of 5? 5 stars.
5 stars?
5 stars. I love Bob's Burgers. I love it.
Yeah.
It's not the best thing in the world, this movie, but my love for Bob's Burgers is more. You know? It's 5 stars. It's always going to be 5 stars for me. What about you?
That's great. I think I'd give it 3 stars.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot of, like, fun things about it. Mm-hmm. But it didn't there wasn't any moment in it where I was like, yes, that's great. And that's, like, minimum for 3.5 stars for me. It's, like, something that's very exciting for me. I just really enjoyed this movie. I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great watch. If you want to see it, it's on HBO Max or Hulu. Now we're going to move to our recommendation section. Hi everyone, I just wanted to pop in and remind you all that our website is being updated with a link to become associate to be able to nominate and vote on this year's films. There's information about new movies coming out and our podcast episodes and a lot of other stuff, so you can find that at dillweedsociety.com and at Dillweed Society on Twitter and Instagram. Please get in contact with us if you want to be featured on the pod through our email, dillweedsociety@gmail.com. And feel free to share the pod or our website with your film friends. We'd love to hear from you or even have you on the pod. All right, now back to today's podcast.
This week, I'm going to be recommending the film A Love Song, which came out this year.
Oh,
A Love Song is I saw it earlier this week I don't think that it is one of my favorite movies to come out this year, but it is a very nice, simple movie to watch. It doesn't have a lot of depth to it. Like, I wish... So it's an hour and 20 minutes long. And I think I wish that it explored what it was talking about more, because it's about grief and self-sufficiency and, like, rebuilding your life after someone that you loved has died. It's also about, like, loving as you grow older. The performances were really good. I'm glad that they didn't pick any, like, big name actors for this. I think that not knowing the actors made the performances more exciting. And there are only really, like, 6 speaking roles in the whole movie. Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of Nomadland in its appeal. It's also a little bit like Into the Wild, about, like, the whole living alone, self-sufficiency, living in the wild.
Yeah, I've been meaning to see that one.
Do you have a recommendation for this week?
I do. There are a few ones I could recommend, but I think I'm going to go with a movie I saw the other night called Emergency. And it's got one of my favorite actors, R.J. Cyler. And it's also got, like, Sabrina Carpenter in, like, a weird role. Anyway, it is, like, a college movie about a night where everything just goes wrong. Like, they have this plan to go to, like, every party, and everything just keeps going wrong, and a girl almost dies. Like, it's just, I think it's a great story. It's really compelling. All the characters are really, they have a great dynamic. The acting is killer. Like, and there's a final scene with Donald Watkins, who plays one of the best friends. It had me, like, in tears. Like, he does such a good job, and it's crazy because the tone of this movie is kind of lighter, and it's kind of, like, more of a lighthearted, college movie, and then it pulls you at the end, and I can't say enough great things about this movie. It's on Amazon Prime if you want to check it out.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah. Keep checking the website. We're updating it. There's a new link that you can check out to become associate.
We are officially in our recruiting season now, so if you want to join up and become associate before the voting season starts, so you can get all of the early voting perks, you should join as soon as possible. You'll get on our email list, you'll get to vote on what temporary categories we have. It's a lot of fun. So now is a great time to join, or to tell your friends to join.
You could sign up and not even nominate or vote, but it just gives you the chance to be able to, if you happen to see a movie this year that you really enjoy, or if you just want to nominate for The Time Traveler, like, everyone's welcome. So we just love to have anyone come on and be a part of this. So yeah, thank you for listening. We'll catch you next Monday.